Just finished watching the season 2 finale for The Rookie, and I just gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed with how things played out at the very end. I liked a lot of things this season, but the way Nolan handled everything at the very end with Armstrong just blew me away. Like, there's no way that that's what Nolan would have done based off everything we know about him. He gets the phone call from Armstrong that says, "Hey, I quit. I'm going to confess. So come on over." And then Nolan says, "Yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes." And you're going to tell me from that point on, Nolan is just going to go rogue. He's not going to phone in and say, "Hey, Armstrong's told me he's going to confess." He's not going to call for backup thinking that it could just be a setup for Armstrong and the mob to get him alone. No. No, this is John Nolan. This is the most by the book cop on the whole show. This is the good guy. This is the white knight. This is the guy who does not do those things. So we hit a point and it just felt so out of character for Nolan. The ending seems so ridiculous with him running back home, leaving Armstrong handcuffed in his house after he shot him, not radioing it in, going into his house, smashing down a whole bunch of walls. It was ridiculous. And I like the twist that they try to frame Nolan. I like that twist. That's a good twist. But Nolan just quit being Nolan basically from the moment that he finished his conversation with Rosalind. When he went to meet with her in the prison, like from that point onwards, he just was no longer himself. And it's very bizarre to me because, I like that character. We all like John Nolan. That is why we watched The Rookie. And to have the last quarter of the season finale be him no longer be himself was just very bizarre and strange to me. So I'm not very satisfied with that. Like, even if Nolan had done things by the book, like, he still goes to jail. He still gets arrested because they had one of the main mob guys, directly say that John Nolan was on the payroll. They would still have that evidence planted in his house, but at least this way, he did things how John Nolan would have done them. And, just ridiculous to me. So, yeah, I'm not very satisfied with that. Just felt so bizarre to me. The whole episode just felt weird. Like, when we spent the first quarter of the episode flashbacking to all the things that Nick and Erin were doing during the raid and the shooting and all of that, it was very bizarre because we're all sitting there at home thinking, yeah, we already know. Like, we know all this stuff. Like, why are we just getting a replay? And then to have a little tidbit in the center that's like, hey, let's get Nick Armstrong, and then the ending to be, I don't even know. Was that Malcolm Reynolds we were seeing running into his house, smashing down the walls? Was that Castle? Was that Castle, forgetting everything about being a cop and just trying to write books? Like, who was that character we were watching? Was that whatever Nathan Fillion's character was on Desperate Housewives? Because that was not John Nolan, and it had no place being in our season finale. Yeah. Our other little storyline that we got a little tidbit of today was Tim Bradford and Rachel. I was really hoping they were going to end the season with Bradford, moving to New York, getting his happy ending. I was a little sad with how they were building that all up, that they were going to break up and just carry on with life. I'm glad that he at least went and said that he wanted to keep things going with Rachel. I did like that. Bradford's really had one of the best character arcs all season, in my opinion. And he's one of the characters that I feel invested in with what's happening to them this season. And still glad that he gets a little bit of a happy ending at the end of all this. So yeah, that's about my thoughts on our season 2 finale. I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted with what they did to John Nolan at the end of this season here. And like I said, him still being him and having everything go on behind the scenes with the mob, with the dirty cop, it's still an exciting cliffhanger. But why did Nolan just quit being Nolan? It makes no sense. It's totally nonsensical. And now we have to wait who knows how long for a third season of this show to see if John Nolan remembers who John Nolan is. So that's going to wrap up my finale review, recap, whatever you want to call it. So if you're still watching, thanks for watching. Appreciate the support, and I will see you later.